Welcome back, everybody. Part 4. We are here, March Madness College Football 25 edition. We are down to our last region. We have found 3 of our final 4 teams. We have got one more to go. Here is going to be the South region. And again, if you missed any other parts, how we set up this bracket was using the final AP poll, which got us about 31 teams, somewhere around there, including the others receiving votes. Then we used the Sagrin rankings to fill out a full 64, and then included anybody who won their conference that wasn't in that top 64, seeded them all out, got it all sorted. Now we got one region left to go. Going to be the South. Let's head over to the bracket. Obviously, you can tell who our number 1 overall seed is going to be. Let's see who Texas is going to be competing with for the last Final Four spot in San Antonio. As we saw, Texas will be our 1 seed down here in this region. They will be facing off against the 16 seeded Duke Blue Devils from the ACC. I don't want to spoil the other brackets too much, but it's not that big of a spoiler. We haven't gotten a 16 seed over one yet. We've come very, very close. I don't know about this one. I think Texas is going to be a tough 1 seed to take out. Now below them is going to be from the Big Ten, the national champions, not this past year, but the year before, the Michigan Wolverines. Already makes for an interesting second round game, but Michigan first has to worry about new Big Ten brethren, 9 seed USC Trojans. Their offense, man, that's going to be an interesting matchup. Michigan's defense and their defensive line. We've seen defensive lines really do matter a lot in this versus the USC offense. Going to make for a very, very interesting matchup here. After that, we have got our 5-12 matchup, 5 seed from the ACC, the Syracuse Orange. Another one I was surprised was as high as they were, kind of like Illinois. I guess I just wasn't paying enough attention to Syracuse this past year, but they are going to be the 5 seed in this region, going against 12 seed from the SEC, the Auburn Tigers. Auburn's going to be a tough 12 seed. I think they're still pretty good in this game, despite not being that good this year, despite Hugh Freeze being Hugh Freeze. The less said about that, the better. Let's just move on. Our 4-13 matchup. This is a fun one. I think this one happened in real life fairly recently, and it did just happen in the basketball tournament as well. Was unfortunate outcome for me. Number 4 seed, the BYU Cougars, very good in this game, going against 13 seed from the Big Ten, one of my personal favorites, the Wisconsin Badgers. So BYU was a 6 seed, Wisconsin a 3 seed in the basketball tournament. BYU knocked them off. Let's see if Wisconsin can return the favor against the Cougars. So that's our top half. Is an interesting one. I mean, I think Texas, they should be able to beat Duke, but then the winner of Michigan USC against Texas is going to be a very, very interesting game. And the bottom 4, I could see either double-digit seed making a run and getting to the Sweet 16. I could see any of those 4 teams getting to the Sweet 16 between Syracuse down to Wisconsin. Will be very interesting. The bottom half of the bracket starts with the number 6 seed. Our old Flexbone pals, Navy didn't do too well. Let's see how the Army Black Knights can do. But they got a pretty unfortunate draw. The 11 seed they will be going against, the Utah Utes. I think they're like an 88 overall in this game, a very tough defense. I think Army's in for a challenge in that game. Below them is going to be our 3-14 matchup, the SMU Mustangs, the ACC runner-up. Of course, the ACC championship game, they lost to Clemson on like a 57-yard field goal by a freshman kicker. Unfortunate. But they are going to be the 3 seed here in the South region, going against number 14, Georgia Tech, a very underrated team in this game. They are pretty dang good. Speed all over the field for Georgia Tech. The veer and shoot for SMU. Be an interesting matchup there. Our 7 seed down in the South, the Louisville Cardinals, another team I didn't realize was as good as they are in this game. I think they're like an 88 overall or something like that. Very solid in this game ever since they stole Purdue's coach a couple years ago and really sent Purdue down the proverbial drain there. They will be facing 10 seed Baylor Bears out of Waco, Texas. I think that'll be a pretty interesting matchup too. I know a lot of people like Baylor in this game. We'll see. I don't know. This bottom half's got me kind of stumped right now. I don't know who to pick out of here. Anyway, our 2-15 matchup, the Penn State Nittany Lions. Ferocious defense, good running backs, pretty solid quarterback, very good team in this game. It's a 15 seed West Virginia Mountaineers. So this is our last bracket. It's the South Regional. I have no idea who to pick in this one, because I don't want to pick a 1 seed. We haven't, again, spoiler alert for the other brackets if you haven't watched those or seen who won those. We haven't had a 1 seed make the Final Four yet. Spoiler alert over. And I just don't want to pick a 1 seed, so do I just take Penn State? I think that's a tough first matchup they have against West Virginia. That could be a tough second matchup against Louisville. Nobody's really got an easy road here. Man. I feel like I'm going to regret this, but I'm really going to... Utah. 11 seed Utah. That's my pick. I think they're going to beat Army pretty easily. Then it'll be interesting after that, but I don't think if you take Texas out of the equation, I think Texas is probably getting to the Elite Eight at least. I don't see, if they get by Michigan or USC, from Syracuse down to Wisconsin, I think they could beat all those guys. Utah. I'm going 11 seed. Utah is my pick to reach the Final Four out of this region. Let's get to it. Starting with Texas versus Duke, we'll go through all the first round games, then we'll go through all the second round games, third round game, fourth round game. Find out who our Final Four participant is going to be joining. Spoiler alert, if you haven't watched the other brackets, the winner of this region will be playing Tennessee. Our other Final Four is already set, Miami against Georgia. Let's get to it. So our first matchup, number 1 seed Texas, 93 overall against 16 seed, 84 overall Duke. That's not bad. That's not bad. Again, I'm not going to say any specifics if you haven't watched any other ones, but we've seen upsets with bigger overall discrepancies than what we have got here. So nothing would shock me at this point. We've seen a lot of crazy stuff throughout this event. Let's find... So this is in the South. I think they have some Superdome. Yeah, New Orleans Bowl. Perfect. Let's just go ahead and go with that. I think we're all set. South Regional. Let's get to it. I would love to see a 16 seed beat a 1. I really would. This would be a fun one. It seems very, very unlikely. But so is a lot of what we've seen throughout our brackets here so far. Quinn Ewers is going to be leading the way for the Texas Longhorns. Already find themselves on a 3rd and 10 and already find themselves punting to the Duke Blue Devils. Now, of course, they don't have Tulane's quarterback yet in this game like they do in real life. They do still have Malik Murphy, who is pretty dang good. So let's see if this offense can get moving here a little bit. Take the free first down. Absolutely. Absolutely. I'm finding myself rooting for Duke. I don't know. It's just fun. I always root for upsets, just like in the basketball tournament. I'm rooting for the upsets, rooting for the underdogs, see if they can pull it off here. Already down to Texas's 11. The Texas 11-yard line, has to throw it away back-to-back times. 3rd and 10. Touchdown, Blue Devils. We've gotten teased on some really, really big upsets multiple times. I try not to get sucked in, but I always do. I always do. Even when it's just in the first quarter, Duke gets a stop and then scores a touchdown, I'm in. I'm all the way in on Duke pulling this off now. Now, Texas is marching back down on Duke's side of the field now at the 39-yard line. A 3rd and 10, though. Texas's wide receivers and weapons are going to be insane. Duke's defensive line, though, has been playing great here so far. We've seen Ewers have to throw it away multiple times. Got sacked here already, too. 3rd and 5, yeah, Gunnar Helmet tight end. Texas is so good in this game. Pass knocked away, though. They have to settle for the field goal. Duke maintains their lead over the Texas Longhorns. Interesting. And then, okay. Well. But another sack. I think that's Vincent Anthony's 2nd sack. 3rd and 10 for Texas at the 13-yard line. Pass thrown away. This is exactly the recipe we need for 6. No, that is not what we need. That is really, really bad. Say this was exactly the recipe we need to get a 16 versus 1 upset, is have the 16 seed with a really good defensive line being able to pressure the 1 seed's quarterback, throwing away, taking sacks, but then the guy with both sacks for Duke just went out hurt on that last play. So we'll see if that has much of an effect on Duke's defense here for the rest of this half. Hopefully he's back already. We'll see. Duke gets stopped, has to punt. Texas back at midfield, still trailing by 1, now in the lead by 6. Yep, that was quick. That was quick. Okay, but now Duke's got a chance. Minute and 2 seconds with all their timeouts. They had such a good opening drive, and then it's just been nothing. It's been absolutely, if anything, they've been going backwards or turning the ball over. Really hoping that 5-yard penalty was a first down for Duke. Go for the run, come up 2 yards short, have to punt, take it to half. Still, if you're believing in the Duke Blue Devils from the beginning of this game, if I told you you can get to halftime with Duke being down 6 and getting the ball to start the second half, you would sign off on that paper so gosh dang fast. Your head would be spinning with how happy you would be to take that deal. But I didn't mention they go 3 and out to start the second half. And things are definitely leaning Texas's direction as of right now, since it was 7-0 Duke. 3rd and 9 though. Come on, Duke defense. Come on. Nope. We've seen time and time again in these brackets, you got to get off the field on 3rd down. That's what kills teams more than anything else. They don't do it on 3rd and 9, but on 3rd and 3, they do get Texas off the field here. Still only down 6. Get something going on offense here. Star Thomas, sure, will take 20 yards. Malik Murphy. Clap, 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 clap. Duke 1-point lead with 30 seconds left in the 3rd. See, now I'm so in it. I'm so in it now. I know it's going to end in heartbreak here. I know Texas is going to win, but I am in on Duke pulling this upset. I want to see it so badly. I want to see a 1 seed lose. I so want to see a 1 seed lose. Straight down the field. Not an issue at all for Texas. They do go for 2 and don't get it. So that is big. Big to keep in mind here. So now if Duke can pull off another touchdown, go for 2, try to make it a 3-point game. But we got to pull off that touchdown first. That's going to be the hard part. 3rd and 4 for the Blue Devils. Move the sticks. Move the sticks. I'm recording quite a few of these today, so I'm going to be drinking some water. My throat's starting to hurt a little bit. It's been a lot of excitement. It's been a lot of fun. I can't help myself but get into these games. I don't know why I'm so invested in the outcome of this tournament, but I am. I absolutely am. And I just realized, too, at the beginning, I never picked like a full winner of the bracket. Turnover! I picked Final Four teams for each like region we went through, but I never picked like who I think is going to win the whole thing. Which I probably should have done. It would have been, I mean, you can take my word for, oh, turned it back over. Duke, no. See, I told you, heartbreak. It's not only that they lose, it's that they lose in devastating fashion. They get you, they suck you in, they get the interception, you think they're going to pull it off. They get it at like the 15-yard line or something, down by 5, and then Malik Murphy throws the pick. Texas answers with a touchdown, up by 12. Texas, no 16 versus 1 upset. But, spoiler alert, we did get a 15-2 upset, but still, no 16-1. At least in this tournament. We might be doing some more in the future. We'll see. Texas moving on to the round of 32. They will be facing the winner of Michigan and USC, which should be a very interesting game. So our 8-9 matchup, the 88 overall Michigan Wolverines, the 85 overall USC Trojans. USC with the advantage on offense. Michigan with a big advantage on defense. I think that defensive line of Michigan is going to cause some issues for the USC offense, potentially for Texas's offense as well. But first, they got to get through the Trojans. That's not going to be an easy feat. Let's see. So Michigan will be starting with the ball here. I don't know what to expect from their offense. Probably a lot of Donovan Edwards. He's still pretty good in this game. I don't know who their starting quarterback is. I think it is Davis Warren. Okay, because I'm not messing with any depth charts or playbooks. It all just is what it is. I think that's the most fair way to do it. And I didn't want to take the time to go through and change all of that stuff. Starts a 15-yard penalty. I was talking up that Michigan defense. They hand them a free big chunk of yards there at the beginning. But a 3rd and 6 for USC. Stopped short. Stopped short. Have to punt it. I swear, these teams are trying the craziest field goals time and time again, and I just don't understand why. Why you try a 58-yard field goal in that spot. Big first down now for the Wolverines onto USC's side of the 50. The style, yeah, Loveland, he could be a big piece of this too for Michigan. Pass knocked away. Are they going to try a 60-yarder? Wouldn't shock me. They do. They do. Why not? Why not try a 60-yard field goal? It is up and no good. It is all on Heisman difficulty. I don't know if that actually really makes a difference on these or not. Just by the way. Figured I'd let you guys know that. You might have seen it already, actually. Woody Marks rushes in for the USC touchdown at the end of the first quarter. They jump off to a 7-0 lead. Michigan's offense, that is going to be the problem. Their defense should be okay, should be fine. It should be pretty good. It is going to be, yeah, Donovan Edwards. They're going to go as far as Donovan Edwards can take him, I'd have to imagine. As long as they don't have to rely on Davis Warren, they might be able to pull some stuff off here. But 3rd and 8, they do rely on him, and he picks up the first down. 1st and goal at the 3. Donovan Edwards down to the 1. Going to be Edwards sacked. Davis Warren, 3rd and goal at the 4. Pass knocked away. Michigan's going to have to kick a field goal here. Keeps a 4-point advantage for USC. It's pretty rare you see a team get down to the 1 or 0 and not be able to score at all. So that's a huge stop by USC. Let's see if their offense can keep it moving on the Wolverines defense here. I was very surprised to see a big rush be how USC scored. I didn't think Michigan would be giving up too many rush yards. That's more of what we expected there. Gets that 3 and out, gets the ball back. Where are we at here? Like midfield-ish? Yeah, their own 47. They're relying too much on Davis Warren. Relying way too much on Davis Warren. Go for it and give it to Donovan Edwards. The Michigan in this game has tried a 60-yard field goal and a 61-yard field goal and missed them both. Why? Why are they trying those? 4th and 1, just give it to Donovan Edwards or punt it. Don't try a 61-yard field goal. That's insane. So USC, thanks to those miscues by Michigan, still keeps a 4-point lead with the ball here to start the second half. Mayava, I'm going to go with Mayava, is moving the ball on this Michigan defense now. Moving the ball pretty dang well, I would say. Touchdown Trojans, 14-3. I know USC was the pick of Boder in the Discord to make he didn't even see the bracket. USC's offense is really good in Sims. That was his pick for the Final Four. He was wrong on the first one, though. He picked Colorado. They were out. 2nd round? I think they lost to Boise. Yeah, because Boise's defensive line played out of their mind. That's right. USC, another stop on defense. Michigan's offense is gross. There's just no good way to put it. Their offense is disgusting me. Their defense isn't doing as much as I thought either, to be totally honest. They've given up a couple big drives to USC, a few big plays. Now they're just relying too much on Davis Warren, which when you're down by 11, a minute left in the 3rd, I guess you kind of have to, but tough situation for them to be in. Another pass thrown away by Davis Warren. Another missed field goal. So they've tried a 58, a 59, and a 60-yard field goal. It was a 58, 60, and 61-yard field goal. Missed all 3. But they're going to keep trying them, apparently. They got confidence in their kicker. You got to give them that much. So a 3rd and 14 for USC. Not in field goal. They might try 57. They do, and they missed. How many missed field goals is that in this game? I don't even know. It's a lot. I think it's 5. I think Michigan's missed 3. USC's missed 2. Pretty sure. And Michigan's not out of this game. 4 minutes left. They're threatening to score here. Touchdown Michigan, go for 2 to try to make it 3. They get it. It is a 3-point game now. USC getting the ball. This is do or die time for that Michigan defense. Let's see if... Oh, okay. I was just going to say, let's see if the Michigan defense can come up with a huge stop when they need it the most. And he ran for 49 yards on the first play. But then the defense does keep them to a field goal. It is a 6-point game now with a minute 49 to go. Michigan with the ball. If they start threatening to score, we will go into slow mode here and watch this offense operate. But Davis Warren not really giving us much of a reason to as of now, and Davis Warren throws an interception. Ouch. That's just about going to do it here. Even a USC field goal makes it a 3-score game. Michigan out of, or 3-score, a 2-score game. Kicks up, kicks good. USC is going to be moving on to the second round to take on the Texas Longhorns. I expected more from Michigan. I'm going to be honest with you. All right, well, let's just move on to the next one. Our 5-12 matchup of Syracuse against Auburn. So our 5-12 matchup here in the South region. 85 overall Syracuse, 87 overall Auburn. The offense advantage to Syracuse, the defense advantage to Auburn. This one could go either way. 100% could go either way. I mentioned in the last part, it's just hardwired in me to root against the SEC, so we will be rooting for the Syracuse Orange in this one. Get to the New Orleans Bowl. Let's see who's moving on to the round of 32. Not to mention my disdain for the Auburn head football coach there. We don't need to get into that. Okay, Syracuse starting with the ball. Trebor Pena gets a gain of 2. LaQuint Allen gets a gain of 4. 3rd and 4. Pass thrown away. Kyle McCord. Ooh, that's tough to see. Love to see a big boy punt to get us started, though. A big old 63-yard punt. But I was just going to talk crap on Peyton Thorne. I was just opening my mouth to say, well, if Syracuse can make Peyton Thorne throw the ball, good things might happen. I should have finished my thought when it first came to me, because good things did happen for Syracuse. Peyton Thorne throws an interception, a big run by Allen. McCord finds his receiver already into the Auburn red zone here. Are the Syracuse Orange. A 3rd and 2 at the 11-yard line. 3rd and 2 shows a 2-yard gain. You never really know what's going to happen. 1st and goal for the Syracuse Orange. McCord finds Pena. Touchdown. Syracuse early 7-0 lead for our 5 seed Syracuse. Can we keep this momentum going? It was a good offensive drive Auburn had going before the interception thrown by Peyton Thorne. But it shows they have potential. They should be able to move the ball against Syracuse, but not yet. Not if Deuce Chestnut has anything to say about it. Forces the punt. Syracuse getting the ball back. Let's see if McCord... Kyle McCord, man, he had a fantastic year, except... go off on a tangent, as I do in these games sometimes. If you guys remember, Syracuse's game at Pittsburgh, I think it was a Thursday night. It was definitely a weeknight. It was Thursday or Friday night. And in the first half, he threw 3 pick sixes and 4 or 5 total interceptions. Touchdown Syracuse, by the way, up 14-0 now on the Auburn Tigers. That was one of the wilder games I remember watching. You almost feel bad for him at a certain point. It's like, really? That's a pick six too? Oh, another? Oh my gosh, please just make it stop. But it was funny, so, you know. My sympathy only goes so far. Another 3-and-out for Auburn, and another short punt. Syracuse taken back over. Let's see if McCord and LaQuint Allen can keep this offensive pressure up on the Auburn Tigers. A 3rd and 5 to keep the drive alive. Pass dropped by Jackson Meeks. Oh, what happened to our big boy punt? What was that, buddy? Yeah, Syracuse, I actually like in this. Oh. Very good answer there by Auburn. 2 plays, 65-yard touchdown pass, get it back to a 7-point game. But yeah, Syracuse is a team I actually like quite a bit in this game. Their receivers are pretty quick. They're pretty good. Their offensive playbook is really good. That gun cluster, like halfback strong, I think it's called. Very good formation. All right, 45 seconds. Ball at midfield. Ooh, ball no longer at midfield at their own 40. Yeah, that's fine. Just punt it, get to halftime up by 7. Ideally. 15 seconds left in the half. Yep, Auburn just runs out the clock. Syracuse, 7-point lead at half as the 5 seed, but Auburn getting the football here. Love to see that defensive line getting in there and getting some pressure. We've seen time and time again that can be the true decider of these games. That's why I thought Michigan was going to do better against USC. So I picked Utah. I know, that sounds crazy every time I say it, but Utah is my pick to get to the Final Four because I believe in their defensive line. I think they are going to be able to get pressure, and it can just ruin drives. Kind of like we just saw there. They backed them up 5 on that first play. That's all they got. They didn't move the ball after that. McCord forced to pass. Ball's swatted down. Auburn's defense gets their offense the ball back. Can the offense do anything with it on a 3rd and 4? Yes, they can. First down, Peyton Thorne to the tight end name. I think it was just Fairweather was his last name. It looked complicated because it was so long. But yeah, it is just Fairweather. Touchdown Tigers. The 12 seed comes storming back from down 14-0 to tie it up here. Less than 2 minutes to go in the 3rd quarter. Can Syracuse's offense show some signs of life here? They started off so well. That'll do. You know what, Syracuse? That'll do. Yeah, it started off so well, and then they've just hit this dry spot here right in the middle. They get the one big pass play, and that's it, though. They end up going backwards, sacked on 3rd down, settling for a field goal. Does give them the lead, though. A 3-point lead, 9 seconds left in the 3rd. False start on Auburn, backs them up. Thorne takes it for 3. 2nd and 12, going to the 4th quarter now. 3rd and 11, Thorne tries to run again. 4th and inches, they got a punt here. Yes, they do. Both punt. We had that one good punt by Syracuse, and then that's it. Come on, where are the punters? Show me some punters. So Syracuse offense, ball in their hands to potentially put this game away, but McCord and LaQuint Allen are totally another terrible punt. McCord and LaQuint Allen have not been able to get anything going for the Syracuse offense ever since they got those quick 14 points. But their defense has done enough to keep them in it so far, keep that 3-point lead. 3 minutes to go, though, and Auburn is on Syracuse's side of the field. Peyton Thorne has to throw that one away. 2nd and 10 at the 40. Pass knocked away that time. Interception. Peyton Thorne, you bum. Peyton Thorne, you bum, buddy. I think Michigan State transfer, is that right? I know he was a Big Ten transfer. I'm pretty sure it was Michigan State. Auburn now in trouble. Syracuse driving at the 26-yard line. The field goal is obviously not ideal if you're Auburn, but they're a touchdown away from taking the lead just like that. So if they get into scoring position here, we will go to slow mode, watch Peyton Thorne and this offense operate, see if they can clutch up with a last-minute touchdown. That scoring position right there. 29 yards. Then what happened? Then an incompletion. So it's me 2nd and 10, 50 seconds left. Syracuse's 41-yard line. Auburn down by 6. Let's see if Peyton Thorne and this Tigers offense is going to be able to get this touchdown and move Auburn on, pull off the big 12-5 upset, put Auburn into the 2nd round here. I mean, they still got a ways to go. They only got 1 timeout left, so they got to hurry up here a little bit. It looks like they're doing similar to what we saw Texas Tech in our last regional, where they wait till 25 seconds. Oh my goodness. Peyton Thorne gets it down to the 8-yard line, 1st and goal for Auburn. But yeah, if they wait for 25 seconds on the play clock before they snap it, and that's how Texas Tech ran out of time instead of kicking a game-winning field goal, because they just waited too long. It was very bizarre. I was trying to hit A. I was trying to hit different buttons to see if anything would happen. Nothing did. Okay, Auburn now. 1st and goal. 30 seconds left at the 8-yard line. 8 yards away from the 2nd round. A little check down right over the middle. Finds his receiver. Gets brought down. I have to use their last timeout here. 25 seconds to go. 3-yard line for the Auburn Tigers. Going with a spread out offense here. See if Peyton Thorne's got anybody. Throws it away out the back of the end zone. 3rd and goal now from the 3. Yeah, that's your bad, Peyton. Yeah, it is, buddy. Sure is, my guy. Can't be blaming anybody else for that. 21 seconds now. 3-yard line. What is Auburn and Hugh Freeze got cooked up for the Syracuse defense? Going with a wide set here again. Again, just threw it away immediately. 4th and goal at the 3. It all comes down to this for 5-seed Syracuse, 12-seed Auburn. Who is going to move on here? One play to decide it all. One ring to rule them all. Let's go. So we got 2 receivers out right, 1 left, a tight end on the right, halfback to his left. See, he's going for the drag underneath. No pressure. He's got all day. Goes, looks left. Finds him on the pylon. Finds number 14 standing on the pylon. And he is just dancing. I don't know their mascot's name. Oh, Bruce. Sure. Robert Lewis. How he held on to that. I don't know how he held on to that. Auburn pulls it off on the 4th and goal as time is running out. Wow. Let's see. I mean, Syracuse, they have all their timeouts, but why? They're trying to ice them on the extra point. Bold strategy. See how it works out for him. That'd be hilarious if he missed after that. I guess with only 13 seconds left, you're not going to use all 3 of your timeouts probably. But still, 2 timeouts. In this is another instance they really should improve this AI somehow. You fair catch this 1,000 times. You don't run this back. In my opinion. Don't waste the time. Look, you got to the 23 anyway, but you wasted 4 seconds. I think you got to fair catch that. Now, let's see, maybe McCord's got a miracle. They are pressing up on the top of our screen there. Maybe he can just run right by him. Oh my gosh. Oh my god. Syracuse. Syracuse. As time runs. As time expires. As time expires. The Syracuse. Oh my god. No shot. No shot that just happened. Yeah, clap it up, Orange. Clap it up, buddy. Syracuse. With no time left, finds the one-on-one coverage, gets inside. Number 4 tries to make a diving play at it, falls short. Hatcher outruns the entire secondary. Syracuse stuns Auburn, moves on to the next round. Oh my. Have you seen anything like that? 4th and goal for Auburn. Finds that guy on the pylon. Just barely squeezes that one in there. Syracuse, 9 seconds. Finds the one-on-one. I thought he was getting caught from behind there too. That was going to be so devastating if they got that close and ended up getting tackled, but they didn't. Syracuse moves on. Take that, Auburn. Take that, Hugh Freeze. Get out of my tournament. Well, after that, I don't know how this 4-13 matchup could ever... I don't know how any game could live up to that 5-12 we just saw with Syracuse knocking off Auburn. That was crazy. Anyway, try to lock back in here. Got 4 seed BYU, 85 overall against 87 overall, 13 seed Wisconsin Badgers. Pretty even on offense. Wisconsin a decent advantage there on defense. Man, I can't believe that last game. I just can't believe it. Obviously, I will be pulling for the Wisconsin Badgers in this one. I am not an unbiased journalist. I am not an actual commentator. I will root for certain teams. Opening kickoff, BYU tries to run it back. They fumble. Wisconsin picks it up. 26 seconds in, BYU starts with the ball and are down by 7. That's what we like to see, Badgers. Come on, Wisconsin. I have a Wisconsin shirt. I should go put it on. I'll be right back. There we go. Now we're ready. We got the Big Ten 1993 champions, Bucky Badger, Wisconsin shirt on. Now we're ready for the rest of this game. Let's get back into it. Jump ahead. End of game. And Wisconsin got a stop on BYU's offense. Taking over a 16-yard punt return. Always nice to see that kind of stuff. I would 100%, if I was messing with the depth charts, take Locke out as a starting quarterback for Wisconsin because he stinks. But maybe it'll be enough against the BYU Cougars. We will find out. 3rd and 5. 3rd and 5, you only need 6. That's all we got from you, but that's all we'll take from you. We'll take the free 15. 1st and goal at the 4. Ches in for his 2nd touchdown of the 1st quarter. Badgers over at Cougars, 14-0 here early. And then Wisconsin handed them yards there on the kick return, it looked like. BYU answering right back. 1st and goal at Wisconsin's 8. Let's see if they can punch this in, get it back to a 1-score game. 3rd and goal at the 3 for the Cougars. And they do indeed. Touchdown BYU. High scoring. Very high scoring. 1st quarter here. Granted, Wisconsin's first touchdown was essentially handed to them by getting the ball at the 1-yard line. But either way, we'll take it. 3rd and 9 now for the Badgers. Gain of 8. 3rd and 9, gain of 8. Unfortunate. Good. Oh, I was going to say good punt, but then they were able to run it back a little bit. Okay, BYU's offense has come to life here. Their first drive, they did absolutely nothing. Well, their first drive, they fumbled the kickoff, but after that, they still did nothing. But now this offense is cooking up a little bit against the Wisconsin defense. A 3rd and 6 at the 36. Pass dropped by Cody Epps. Hate to see that. 53. Okay, they've got a kicker who can make kicks. Have to remember that. Wisconsin. BYU's kicker can actually make something, unlike most other kickers we have seen so far throughout this entire tournament. I mean, that one was pretty long. Not as long as they were trying to get Michigan's kicker to go, but still pretty long. Wow. What an answer by Wisconsin. That happened quick. Just 3 plays. Bing, bang, boom. Lock, 2 big passes. A nice run in there, too. I didn't see who that was. Opening day's going on, so I got the Brewers on over here, too. They got bases loaded, top of the 6th against the New York Yankees. That's why I had my Brewers hoodie on earlier. Now, BYU... the last 2 minutes of these halves are just insane. BYU just marches right back down and scores 21-17. Now, Wisconsin's got time. They could potentially answer back here before halftime as well. The Brewers just did nothing with the bases loaded. That's always a shame. And the Badgers did nothing before halftime. Now we can focus fully back on here. It is Wisconsin ball to start the second half. Great sign for... That's right, because the opening kickoff. How could I forget? But now they got to trust Locke on the 3rd and 10, and he throws it away. So far, he hadn't been too bad on those 3rd downs. I was kind of hoping he'd be able to pick that up. He is not. Now, BYU gets it at Wisconsin's 41 to start this drive. Another drop by a BYU receiver, though. Retzlaff says, fine, I will just take it myself, only for 2 yards. Fine, I'll just take it myself, once again, only for 2 yards. Field goal is up, and it is blocked by the Wisconsin Badgers. They will take over. BYU trusting their kicker from a long range there yet again. Backfires that time. See, Locke's not been bad on 3rd down. 1st and 2nd down, he's been horrible. 3rd down, though, he's coming through for him. 5-yard penalty on 1st down, 1-yard rush, then a 2-yard rush, 3-yard rush if the pattern holds. 3rd down. 3rd down Locke has been insane. It's just 1st down, he's going to throw it away. 2nd down, he gets a gain 6. 3rd down Locke? Nope, penalty. 3rd and 4 was too easy. Make it 3rd and 9. Pass dropped. Can't blame Locke for that. Cannot blame him for that. Kick is up. Kick is good. Extends the lead to 7. Still a big drive there by the Badgers to get a full 7-point lead. We've seen BYU's offense move the ball very, very quickly. So being able to get a full 7, give yourself a little bit of a cushion if you do give up some big plays. Big for the Badgers. And they are. Give them a 15-yard penalty, and then a 20-yard, and then a 21-yard, and now 22 from the end zone. I really thought it was going to be perfect. Nope, they just score on the next play. See, BYU can score very, very quickly. They wasted no time on that drive. 3 20-plus yard passes there. Ties the game up. Pressure on Locke and the Wisconsin offense. 3rd and inches, you got to run this ball. You're the Wisconsin Badgers on 3rd and inches. You have to run that ball. You cannot leave it to Braden Locke to throw it away. You're Wisconsin, 3rd and inches. Run it. My goodness. 3rd and 3 now, though, for BYU. And they get stuffed. Wisconsin could get pretty good field position here. They will. They will get very good field position. It was a short punt as it was, then it was a big return, setting Wisconsin up at BYU's 22-yard line. 3rd and 8, though, for Locke. 4th and 8. 2-minute warning, so we didn't see what happened on 3rd and 8. I'm guessing a pass thrown away by Locke. I think that's a fair guess for us to have in that situation. BYU now, down by 3. Minute 40. Once they get a little bit closer, we will go into slow mode here again. We've had some close finishes. Okay, well, we don't have to wait for them to get close. They will just bomb a 52-yard touchdown on Wisconsin's head, make it a 4-point lead for BYU. 54 seconds to go. 3 timeouts for Wisconsin, though. So now once they start getting, Wisconsin gets into scoring range, we would go into slow mode if they get into scoring range, though. That's a big if at this stage of the game. They're cross midfield, 20 seconds to go. Back it up by 10, 12 seconds left. Pass drop, 5 seconds left. Last chance for the Wisconsin Badgers. Sacked, 1 second left. Real last chance for Wisconsin. They fall. BYU's just got Wisconsin's number. Football, basketball, doesn't matter. I guess I'll take my Wisconsin shirt off now. Thanks, BYU. They will move on to the round of 32. Well, back in my Brewers gear, ready for our 6-11 matchup. 6 seed Army, 79 overall. 11 seed Utah, 88 overall. 88 overall defense. I mean, yes, I picked Utah to go to the Final Four, which is insane. But I would much rather Army get a win here. Like, I want Army to win this game. I just don't think they'll be able to. The flex one offense against Utah's defense is going to be very, very difficult. But you never know. We've seen crazy upsets before. Can Army pull it off? Advance into the next round. Let's see. Let's see what Army's got. They will be starting with the ball first here. Bryson Daly's going to need a monster game. There's just a lot that's going to have to go right for Army to stay in this one, and they go 3 and out to get it started. Don't love to see that. Utah now with the ball. Mike Bernard, a 2-yard rush for the Utes. Isaac Wilson is in at quarterback. I believe he's related to Zach Wilson, and I don't remember how. I don't know if it's his brother. Maybe it's his brother. I don't remember. Anyway, Bryson Daly, we need more than 2 yards a pop from you here, buddy. Okay, 1 yard's even worse, but that wasn't Bryson Daly. That was a different white guy on Army. Another 3 and out for the Black Knights. Maybe, I was just saying, maybe their defense can really step up and do. I mean, it was the East region. UNLV went on that run because their defense was playing well. Maybe we could get the same from Army. I feel like that's our only chance. Need to get turnovers. Need to not give up too many points. Can't be giving up those long third downs either. Those are really, really going to kill you. All right, Utah. 3rd and 8 at the 18-yard line. Okay, got a sack. Hold him to a field goal. You feel like this is going to have to be a low-scoring game just between these two teams. Army's definitely not going to score a lot. Utah probably not going to score a lot, but the defenses too. It's 3 straight runs, 3 straight 2-yard carries. Army 3 and out yet again. I just fear it's going to be like Navy. When they made the bracket, they went against Minnesota. See, that really hurts. And then they fell behind early. And they made a charge late because they started passing a little bit more. Maybe we'll get the same from Army here, but these flexbone teams going down by 2 scores, they popped a couple of huge runs there. What happened on that second one? It was a 29-yard rush by Miles Stewart, a 27-yard rush by Miles Stewart. And Army just scored a touchdown? They just scored a passing touchdown. And then they go for 2 and get it. Whoa. Army, you mad lads. They get down to the 10 by running, then they catch you off guard, they throw for a touchdown, then they go for 2. 2 15-yard penalties on the Army defense, though. That is uncharacteristic, very undisciplined from Army. Let's see if it comes back to bite them here. A 3rd and 9 for Utah. That 15-yard penalty, very, very costly, it looks like. Utah down to the 35, down to the 20, but they run out of time. Okay. Okay, Army. So now Utah getting the ball back, only up by 2. Miles Stewart able to pop those couple big runs for Army, set them up for that touchdown, and keep them in it. And then their defense, the Army defense, they are not messing around here. They are playing very, very well to start this game against Utah. Let's see if Miles Stewart can get any other big chunk yardages here. Sure can't. Another 3 and out. Sure can't. More 1, more 2-yard rushes. More of the same for the Army Black Knight offense here so far, but it's only a 2-point game. As bad as their offense has been, as many 3 and outs as we have seen from Army, it is a 2-point game and they are getting the ball here. I would not be upset at all about my pick not making it out of the first round if it meant they lost to Army. I would take that trade in a second. So the top left, the Midwest, I got that right. The East, I got that right. The West, I think my team lost in the second round. And Utah was a very, very risky pick for sure. I'm shocked that this is as close of a game as it is. Usually the flexbone in these sims is really, really bad. And their offense hasn't been good. It's really been Army's defense that's kept this a game. I mean, they've only scored 1 touchdown, but so is Utah. This Utah got a field goal there as well. And another stop by the Army defense. Got the ball back again, down by 2. 4 minutes, 20 seconds left in the fourth quarter. Need to see those big pop runs by Miles Stewart or Bryson Daly. Somebody on Army's got to step up and make a play for this offense, and they're just not getting it, man. They're just not getting it. Another 3 and out. And it's not even that they're not getting it. It's like they're getting backed up and in 3rd and long, and then you're just dead. Totally dead. But the defense gets another stop. Army. Oh. They don't get another stop because they get a 5-yard penalty on the punt. That made me sad. That was disappointing. 3rd and 4, and then they give it up. Oh, man. Undisciplined Army football might cost them this game. Okay, they're getting the ball back. Field goal, tried a 60-yard field goal. Okay, let's get into slow mode. They try the long kick, no good. Army takes over at their own 43, a 22-yard pass, so that puts them at Utah's 35, down by 2 with 1:12 to go. There's no way Army's gonna pull this off, right? It's looking like they might. It is looking like they just might. What do we... Oh, Army's out of timeouts. Why are we chewing clock, Army? You're out of timeouts. Don't tell me they're just going to run out of time. Alright, at least he's passing. Don't get sacked. Just throw it away. That's fine. Better than you getting sacked and ending the game. I don't know what the game plan is here for Army. You think you'd almost want to hurry up and have spiked it in that instance. Instead, they try to pass it with Daly. Throws it away. I almost wonder if they're just going to try a field goal from here. Yeah, they are. 52, dead middle of the field. Utah burns the timeout. Try to ice the kicker. Let's see. 52-yard kick to potentially move Army on into the next round. This would be one of our biggest upsets yet by overall in the game. There's a flag. He made it, I think. I think they ran into the kicker, but he made it anyway. It is a personal foul on Utah, roughing the kicker. Did he make that anyway? I think he did. I think you just... Yeah, just decline it. Take your 3 points. Army, a 1-point lead with 12 seconds left. Utah, wow. I thought they were going to hammer Army. I didn't even think this was going to be a game. And yet, here we are. Army up by 1. Now, can Utah have that same magic we saw out of Syracuse minutes ago? I hope not. I hope not. I want Army to hold on and somehow win this game. Only rushing 3 all day for Wilson. Takes his check down. I thought he was gone. I thought that was a touchdown for a second. Gets a good chunk of yards. 3 seconds. 1 play left. Just avoid the Hail Mary, and Army is moving on to the next round. I will never be so happy to be wrong. Never been so happy to be wrong. Yep, you can take that. You can take that all you want. Time is out. Time has run out on Utah. The Army Black Knights. You know, technically, this was a 6 versus 11. Not really an upset with the 6 seed moving on. But 88 overall Utah just lost to the Army Black Knights. Army into the round of 32. This region has been insane. What an unbelievable region we've got going on here. Now for the right to take on Army in the round of 32, we got a little ACC matchup with our 3 seed SMU 87 overall squad against our 14 seed Georgia Tech Yellow Jackets 82 overall. Georgia Tech's the tough out, man. I really think they're going to make a tough out. I think their offense is going to be really, really good. I think their slowest player on offense is 90 speed. I think their quarterback and their tight end are both 90 speed. They're a crazy fast team. We'll see if it's enough to keep up with the Mustangs. I mean, I like both of these teams, so I don't really have a real rooting interest in this one. I guess Georgia Tech. But, yeah, either way, I'm just hoping it's a close, fun game here between these two. Both very fun teams. You know, SMU runs the veer and shoot. Georgia Tech used to run the triple option. I wish they still did. I wish more teams in general ran the triple option. I love the flexbone triple option offense. But it is a dying breed. 6 yards on 3rd and 6 leaves them a 4th and inches. They will take the 49 field goal, and it is good. So Georgia Tech does get 3 on their opening drive. I do think that quarterback halfback combination of SMU could easily put them on a run here. Kevin Jennings and Smith, I think, are both very good and could cause a lot of problems for opposing defenses, especially one not so great like Georgia Tech's. I feel like Tech is going to have to score a lot of points in this one, as the Mustangs are down to the 32-yard line, down to the 20-yard line. Back it up, though. Little 5-yard penalty might be exactly what the Yellow Jackets needed. Give that defense a little bit of breathing room. Nope, first and goal at the 10. Kevin Jennings down to the 2. The starting center for SMU goes down, though. 2-yard line. Smith backs up 2 yards. Third and goal. Backs up 8 yards. Has to settle for a field goal. So a couple dueling field goals here on our first drives between Georgia Tech and SMU. And see who's going to break that goal line barrier first between these two teams. Pass knocked away there. Pass thrown away there. Tough start for the Georgia Tech quarterback. Haynes King not really been able to get much momentum going. And a short punt there is going to give the Mustangs the ball at the 50-yard line. Yeah, not a team you want to give a short field to. But let's see, maybe the defense can step up. And yeah, it certainly did. Get that 3 and out. Get that ball back. Man, slow start for both of these offenses. Kind of surprising with how much firepower both of these teams have. Haynes King, he might be trouble for this team. He has had a terrible start to this game. Not really been able to get anything going through the air. Then throws an interception. Sets SMU up for the touchdown. Gives the Mustangs the early-ish 7-point lead. Now can King settle down and lead a 2-minute drill here before half? Keep some life in it. Who started with the ball? I literally can never remember who starts with the ball. But again, a 3 and out for Georgia Tech. This is not what I was expecting out of their offense, at all. Their first drive was great. They were able to move down. They ended up with a field goal there. But outside of that, they have done absolutely nothing with the ball. Defense is doing enough so far, getting the ball back again. Now, with the speed Georgia Tech has, this is more than enough time. With 3 timeouts and 42 seconds, they could potentially do something here, but not if your quarterback is running for 3 yards. There you go. There you go, Haynes King. Get it into SMU territory. Get it down to the 30-yard line in field goal range. Doesn't guarantee 3 points, as we have seen. Much like right now, time runs out on Georgia Tech. They end the half with nothing, and it is SMU ball to start the third quarter. Oh boy, what a rough sequence of events there for Georgia Tech. Right when it looks like you're going to cut the lead to 4, you just run out of time. And now the Mustangs start running the ball on you. 2nd and 10 though. Let's see, and a pass dropped by Brashard Smith. Must be so tired from all those long runs he was going on. 4th and 1, field goal attempt? No, they go for it, and Brashard Smith gets it. Huge for SMU. Because even a field goal here does push it to a 2-score lead, which is massive. For how Georgia Tech's offense has been, we've seen a lot of times, though, these offenses look really, really bad for almost the entire game. And then come the 4th quarter, something switches and they start just lighting it up. And that's exactly what the Yellow Jackets need now, as they go down by 14 to the Mustangs of SMU. They need some big play, something to get the boys fired up here. Seems like they're just lackadaisical, just along for the rides, whatever happens, dropping passes. Just an all-around disaster here so far for Georgia Tech. Not been impressed by them here whatsoever. Almost every other... I'm trying to think of other first-round games where... I mean, this one's not over. It's only 14 points, 4 minutes and 15 seconds left. We know there's big play potential hiding on this Yellow Jacket team. It's just... we haven't seen it at all. It's just... the most they're getting is 8 yards, and then they get sacked on 3rd and 1 by Mike Lockhart, who is a monster. They go for it, and even that, they go for it and get it by 1. There's a good chunk play. There's a good 30-yard play for Georgia Tech. There's another good 30-yard play for Georgia Tech, down to the 12-yard line. And punch it in before the 2-minute warning here. Keep all 3 of your timeouts. You have a great shot in this one. Got to go for it, obviously. Okay, they scored at the 2-minute warning, so we didn't get to see it happen because all the big plays happen at the end of the quarter at the 2-minute warning, and you never get to see it, but it is what it is. Georgia Tech, though, down by 7. SMU with the ball, 3rd and 9. One more time out. Stuffed them for no gain, stuffed them for a gain of 1. 29-yard rush. SMU gonna kneel out the rest of the clock here. Just too little too late for that Georgia Tech offense. They just never really got it in gear there. They are knocked out. SMU moving on to the round of 32 where they will face the Army Black Knights. On to our 7-10 matchup here. 7 seed, 88 overall. Better than I thought they were in this game. Louisville Cardinals, 80 overall, 10 seed. Baylor Bears. We've seen bigger upsets, but more overalls than this. At this point, we'll just have to see what happens. See, Louisville can move on with that advantage, or Baylor can overcome it. Baylor's got some speed too. They got some big play guys. Let's see what happens here. And I have been on record saying this, and I will say it again. Louisville's logo, love it. And you know why? It's a bird with teeth. Any logo that's a bird with teeth, I'm 100% on board with. 100% in on. Don't know what it is about it. I think it just looks so goofy. It looks so weird, but I love it. Tyler Shaw off to a hot start for the Louisville Cardinals. Let's see. 3rd and 3 now. Already on Baylor's 42, and they do pick it up by a yard. 3rd and 3, a gain of 4 from their running back. Move it pretty close to field goal range. Definitely in field goal range now. Finds Ja'Cory Brooks. Finds Lacey. Tyler Shaw. That's how you make a statement in your opening game there. Marches right down the field on Baylor. Easy touchdown for the Cardinals. Pressure on Baylor. Let's see if they can answer back. Not the best start in terms of that. Really not the best start in terms of that. And a short punt. Uh-oh. Uh-oh. I mean, we've seen so many teams get off to hot starts and then just kind of fall apart, so it can't. But so far, it's been all Louisville. Baylor did nothing. There's the Baylor defense, though. Baylor defense steps up, gets a big stop there, but can't let this one get too out of hand too early. Offense taking back over on their own 9. They're really liking this Bryson Washington. I'm hoping for Baylor's sake, he is able to start getting a few more yards. Kind of like that. That'll do. Nope, not like that, Bryson. Is he anybody else? Okay, I was say, has anybody else touched the ball? That's why they keep going to their running back, I suppose. They ask their quarterback to throw, and it's an interception. Setting Tyler Shaw and Louisville up here. Down to Baylor's 12-yard line already. Looking to extend this lead. Get it up to 2 scores. 3rd and 6. 1st and goal at the 4. Another one of those. 3rd and 6. 6-yard gain. Maybe it's 4th and inches. Nope. That's a first down. Touchdown now for the Louisville Cardinals. Cardinals to make it 14-0. 2 minutes and 15 seconds left. This is the part of the game for an offense that has been struggling to try to find their groove here. A little 2-minute drill right before half. If you can get a score on this drive, sometimes that momentum is going to carry over into the second half for you. Or you get sacked, set up a 3rd and 12, and then have to punt it back to Louisville. And now Tyler Shaw's got time to put something together potentially for the Louisville Cardinals. Gain of 13 moves it up to the 37. Still got 2 timeouts here. Need a turnover. We need some big momentum play here for the Baylor Bears. Try to get back into this. If they can get points before half somehow, Baylor can. Opens up a lot of possibilities for the second half. They just take it to halftime. Fair enough. Fair enough. And Baylor does get the ball to start the second half. Feel like this is a drive you really need something. I was going to say, this is a drive you really need to put some points on the board. Get some momentum going for the carry you through the rest of the half. Or you can fumble on your first play and Louisville will recover. No harm, no foul. Essentially, you just wasted a minute of your own time. Ends with Louisville missing a field goal there. Then a big gain of 27 for Sawyer Robertson. It seems... I was just going to say, seems to not be having a great game. Then he fires a 35-yard touchdown. Brings Baylor back within 7. Gives the Bears a little bit of life in this one that they so desperately needed. Because the defense, outside that first drive, the Baylor defense has been playing well here. And we'll see if they can keep it up, though. But that first drive, Tyler Shaw just did whatever he wanted to do all the way down the field. And then there was that interception by Sawyer Robertson is how Louisville scored their second touchdown. But now the Cardinals seem to have found their footing on offense yet again. 3rd and 7, though, at the 35. Oh, I was going to say, keep them on a long field goal. You never know. We've seen so many missed field goals. It wouldn't have shocked me to see another one. But instead, Louisville converts and converts and converts. Punches in the touchdown, make it a 14-point lead. 4.5 minutes to go, so it's not over for Baylor. I keep putting different like rings and stuff on it. It's a mood ring I got from Door County. It's not even mine, it was my daughter's from years ago. I don't know if you can even see. Probably not. It says I heart Door County, Wisconsin on it, and I lost the chart to say what emotions I'm feeling right now. I think blue is like anxious, which would make sense. I'm pretty anxious about the outcome of this tournament. Finding out who our final four participant is going to be. Gotta love 4th and 13, a 7-yard pass. Baylor was actually threatening there too. I was joking around, looking at different rings, doing all sorts of different stuff. But Baylor was threatening to make that a game. If they could have scored there, now I don't think there's going to be enough time left. Unless they score like on this play. They got to score very, very quickly and not use any timeouts. It's the timeouts is the big thing. Now another sack. This Louisville defensive line, I don't know if it's them or it's Baylor's offensive line not being very good, but they are getting after Baylor's quarterback here. I mean, they're going through without using any timeouts. They did score without using any timeouts. There's only 42 seconds left, and they go for the 2 there. Interesting. Onside kick recovered by Louisville. Best case scenario for Baylor right now. Oh. I thought they still had 3 timeouts, so I thought we were going to see a little bit more than that. But nope, Louisville pulls off the victory against Baylor. Have we gotten any upsets in this round yet? 9 USC beat 8 Michigan. If you go by seeding, we have not really had any upsets yet. If you go by overalls in college football 25, yes, we certainly have. With Army beating Utah, I think BYU beating Wisconsin, and Syracuse beating Auburn were all technically upsets, depending on how you look at it. So we got 1 game left here in the opening round of the South region. I should write it on here somewhere, what region these are. Penn State against West Virginia, winner going on to play the Louisville Cardinals. Our 2-15 matchup, 92 overall Penn State, which, if you watched the West region, was a bit of a cursed number against 85 overall West Virginia. Penn State would have been probably a smart pick to get to the Final Four because defense. I think the defense is going to carry the day. It's going to be a tough test, though, against West Virginia. Very good offense. Green, very good quarterback. They've got good receivers. Overall, a very solid team. I'm going to pull for the Big Ten. I would love to see a Big Ten team in the Final Four, and Penn State's our last shot? I think so. I don't think there's another Big Ten team still left. No. Oh, USC, I guess. We will be pulling for Penn State in this one, then USC. I just really would like to see a Big Ten representative. We came close, so close. I'm trying to remember my regions here again. East region, we came very, very close to a Big Ten team making the Final Four there. Came up just short. But Penn State's got a very, very good shot at it. With a quick stop there, Tyler Warren on offense, the halfbacks Penn State has, the quarterback, Drew Aller. Penn State's very, very good in this game, but they find themselves an early 3rd and 16 and a pass knocked away. They will have to punt this back to West Virginia. Promising first play there to Tyler Warren, and then they did nothing but back up ever since then. West Virginia back on the offense here. See if they can find any, I mean, that'll work. See if they can find any footing against Penn State. If they'll hand you a free 15 yards, that'll do it. Now, a 3rd and 7, Garrett Green. They'll take 5 back it up to the 3rd and 12. Green goes for it himself, unable to pick up the first down, punting it back to the Penn State Nittany Lions. See if Drew Aller can, and there's Nicholas Singleton. You got to expect him to have an impact in every Penn State game if they want a chance of reaching the Final Four. It's got to be Tyler Warren. It's got to be Nicholas Singleton. It's got to be the defense. That's Penn State's path to San Antonio. Second and goal at the 1, and you try a run with Drew Aller, and he gets stuffed. Now you got 4th and goal at the 1. Just give it to Singleton again. Just give it to Singleton again. He punches it in. 4th and goal from the 1. Touchdown. Penn State Nittany Lions up 7-0 early in the second quarter. Now, can Garrett Green find some holes here in the Nittany Lion defense? Not an easy task. Much easier said than done, but it's possible. 3rd and 9. They go for a run play on 3rd and 9. Penn State is ready for it. Punts it back for a touchback. Penn State taken back over here. 3rd and 7, though. Let's see. Yeah, Julian Fleming has really stepped up and been kind of the #1 receiving threat here. You'd expect Tyler Warren, but Fleming has been the guy in big spots. Now a 3rd and 4. Let's see what Penn State is going to do. Liam Clifford, sure, gets the just spreading the wealth all over the place now. Everybody catching a pass. everybody catches a pass on this drive. And then Clifford goes, it must have been a jet sweep. They lose 4 yards. Aller tries to get it back. 3rd and goal at the 3. Pass thrown away. I bet they take their field goal in this spot. Yeah, make it a 2-score game before half. How many straight passes was that to different wide receivers? 5, 6? I don't know. He was really spreading that rock around, and it leads to a Penn State field goal and Penn State's ball to start the second half. That's okay. I was just going to say, I think Penn State's looking pretty good in this one. Their defense has been playing great. Offense moving the ball. And that was before they scored a 65-yard touchdown to start the second half. 17-0 now for Penn State. Let's see. West Virginia, can they find anything deep down in this offense? Garrett Green, can we move the ball here? They go 3 straight runs and they don't get the first down. They go 3 and out, giving it right back to the Nittany Lions. Man, you're down by 17. You gotta trust your quarterback to try to spark something in the offense here, and they just didn't. They just gave it to that halfback 3 straight times. Now Penn State, slow march down the field here. Feels like they've had this ball forever, and they're only at the 32-yard line. 3rd and 4. Okay, they were able to kill quite a bit of clock, but a short punt. West Virginia taking over back at their own 40-yard line. See if they can. Another run to White and another gain of 1. Another run to White, another gain to 2. If that was another run to White, I was going to lose my mind. At least they tried passing. Yeah, he had to throw it away. But thank you for trying a pass in that situation so I didn't lose it on West Virginia. Defense forces another stop. I feel like it might be a little too late for the Mountaineers here. Now they're probably going to let Green loose. Pass dropped. That's not going to help anything either. There he finds Hudson Clement. See, now they're letting Green actually throw the ball. Now they're moving the ball. It just took him too long. Another pass dropped by Hudson Clement. Oh my goodness. Then a pass thrown away. 4th and 5. I mean, you need 3 scores either way, so you could go for that, or you could kick the field goal. Either way, I think you're fine. They pick it up, though, and they get down into the end zone. West Virginia makes it a 10-point game with 3 minutes left. They do go for the onside kick. Penn State recovers. It's not over yet. It's certainly getting there. A first down here would pretty much do it. That'll definitely do it. They got the first down, then Singleton. Watch this. Check this out. I got you, bud. 40-yard touchdown for the Penn State Nittany Lions. They will be moving on into the round of 32, where they will take on Louisville, which should be a pretty interesting game. I mean, Louisville looked all right against Baylor. Penn State, probably the most impressive of our round 1 winners. Penn State looked awful good in that one. They will move on to the round of 32. Let's check out our updated bracket, and then we will head into our next round of games. Not many upsets in our first round there, again, if you go by the seeding that we actually came up with here. But it does make for a very interesting round of 32. Texas, USC, Syracuse, BYU, Army against SMU, Louisville against Penn State. Again, we'll just be going in the order you see here. Then the next round, until we find our Final Four participant from one of the 8 remaining teams here. So first up, Texas against USC. Another solid overall advantage for Texas with a 93 overall, 85 overall at USC. We will see if that Trojan playbook, though, on offense is going to be enough to make up for that overall deficit. Again, we have seen bigger upsets than this with the 8 overall. I think we just saw one with Army, right? Didn't we? Wasn't that like 12 or something? Either way, USC can pull this off. I believe in the Trojans. I'm 100% behind the USC Trojans. We have to get a Big Ten team in this Final Four. Knocking off Texas would go a long way to getting that done. Let's go USC. Let's get it started, boys. USC will be starting with the ball here first after the touchback. Not the ideal start we were hoping to see there as we go backwards on the first 2 plays from scrimmage. I will say that offensive drive, each play got better. They lost 8 yards on the first play, only lost 1 yard on the second play, and then lost 0 yards on the third play. So the Trojan offense trending in the in the positive direction, but then they do force a 3 and out for the Longhorns. Unfortunately, they started in such good field position that is enough for a field goal and a quick 3-0 lead for Texas. Good signs there from the USC defense, though. They got off the field on 3rd down. That's a very, very difficult thing to do against Texas with their weapons just all over the offense. And they pick up the 3rd and 9. Deuce Robinson moves it to Texas's side of the field. Can we keep it going here? Jaden, 3rd and 8. He cannot. 4th and 4. Probably just punting this away. Wouldn't have hated to see him go for it. Understand the punt decision. I get it. Don't love it, but I understand it. Now Texas back up. Interception. I was going to say, can USC even get off the field again? I would have been thrilled. It was just a stop and a punt. USC turns over Quinn Ewers. 3rd and 4 for the Trojans. Touchdown, Zachariah Branch. USC up 7-3 here in the first quarter. Offense punches it. Well, it was really the defense. Got the interception, then bang, touchdown to Zachariah Branch. Can we keep it up? Another 3rd down for the Longhorns. That one they're going to pick up. 3rd and 2s are going to be tough. Those are going to be really tough to stop Texas from getting. 2nd and 12, Isaiah Bond. Yeah, it's just every play. It's like, how do you guard all of these guys on Texas? I don't know. I don't know. I'm hoping the Trojans can find a way to do it, but they didn't on that drive. But so far, outside of that one drive, so Texas went 3 and out the first time they had it, and then they threw an interception the second time they had it, and then they had that drive. And that's enough to be up by 3 for now. Now, of course, USC's offense hasn't been much better. The wonder is their touchdown came after the interception. And now again, Texas is going to be starting on the Trojan side of the 50. A gain of 3 by Ewers on 1st down here under the 2-minute warning in the first half. Pass dropped by Golden. A 3rd and 7. If you're getting off the field on 3rd down against Texas, you're doing something right. And USC has been able to do that pretty consistently, and they missed the field goal. Now USC driving on Texas's 30-yard line. Let's go, Trojans. Come on, punch in a touchdown here before half. 1st and goal at the 4. 30 seconds left in the first half. Punch in a touchdown. I'm so in on the Trojans pulling this upset. Again, spoiler alert if you haven't watched any of the other brackets, but our last one, the West, we saw the 1 seed Oregon lose in the 2nd round. Are we going to see something similar here with the Texas Longhorns? I kind of hope so. And it would prove our guy Boder right. 3rd and 16. They'd been doing such a good job getting off the field. I got to put this coin down. That's probably really... they've been doing such a good job getting off the field on 3rd downs. On 3rd and 2, 3rd and 3, 3rd and 4. Get them into 3rd and 18, and Texas picks it up, and then they go and score a touchdown. Longhorns back up by 3. Pressure back on Zachariah Branch. Maeva. and the USC offense. Let's see if they are up to the challenge. 3rd and 16. Texas got one of these on you. Can you get one back? You certainly can. You certainly can. You love to see it. And then a gain of 13 down to the 22-yard line, down to the 18-yard line, down by 3, and he throws an interception. That Texas runs back to the 50. At least they tackle him at the 50. We've got to take our positives here. It wasn't a pick 6. Again, getting off the field on 3rd down. Make Texas punt. You hate to see that interception, especially that far down the field, that good of an opportunity to tie or take the lead. But defense stands tall, forces a Texas punt back on the offense. 3rd and 12 is a nasty situation. 3rd and 7 is a little bit better. Dude, this quarterback, man, he is rocking out against the Longhorns. 1st and 10 now at the 15. Zachariah Branch also having a monster day here against the Texas secondary. 3rd and 9 now at the 14-yard line. Gets 9, 4th and inches. Dude, go for it. It would have been awful aggressive, but I feel like you do it in that situation. I think you go for it there. Now you tie it up and leave it to the Texas offense, who's pretty dang good. I don't know if you guys are aware. This Texas offense is pretty dang good. The defense gets a stop, though. 3rd and 1. Jaden Blue loses 2 yards. The Trojans getting the ball back with 1:40 to go. If they cross midfield here, we will go into slow-mo to watch the end of this game. Already on their own 38, 1:20 to go. Pass thrown away, 1:11 on their own 38 still. 29 yards down to the Texas 33 in field goal range in a tie game. 1:03 to go. All your timeouts, so time not at all a concern for USC at this point. You'd like to get a little bit closer to set up a game-winning field goal here potentially. Could we lose another 1 seed in the 2nd round? Maybe that USC offensive playbook, maybe that is the key to it. Let's see. Okay, I mean, they did get closer. It was only 1 yard, but they did get closer for the field goal attempt. Do you just run twice here and just hope to gain some yards and hope to, try to hit a mid to long range 40-yard field goal? I feel like you do, right? Now you just run again because Texas is out of timeouts. Run to the left, try to get middle of the field, and trust your kicker. From here, it's 43. You got to trust your guy to be able to hit 43. So even if you don't get any yards here, that's fine. Follows the pulling guard, they lose yards. You still got to trust your guy to be able to hit from 45. Pressure like he's never felt in his life on this USC kicker. But run this clock down, kick it. You can kick it with 15-ish seconds left. Okay. Trojans on the verge of a massive upset here against the Longhorns. Can they hit this field goal? 45-yard kick is up, kick is away, kick looked good. It is good. The kick is up, the kick is good. The USC Trojans. I mean, how much time's left? Like 10 seconds? But we saw Syracuse. We did see with Syracuse. We can't be celebrating too early here. Some shenanigans are still very possible to happen, especially for a team like Texas. 11 seconds left, though. USC up by 3, looking to punch their ticket to the Sweet 16, knock off the 1 seed. And again, spoilers for the other brackets. This would mean if Texas doesn't pull off a miracle here, no 1 seed will have made it to the Final Four. Not Ohio State, not Notre Dame, not Oregon, and not Texas. And only 1 2 seeds made it so far. So it's been a good spread. Has to throw it away. 4 seconds left. Only a Hail Mary between USC and the Sweet 16. Knock off the SEC. Knock off Texas. Move the Big Ten. Come on. We need the Big Ten to make this Final Four. We need USC. We need Penn State. We need... Hopefully they just match up in the Elite 8. That'd be the ideal. That'd be the dream here. He came through anyway. I was going to say only a 3-man rush. He's going to have time. He doesn't. Nate Clifton sheds the center. Little spin move. Gets down there. Brings down Quinn Ewers. #1 seed. Texas eliminated. USC moving on to the Sweet 16. So now to find out who will be going against USC in the Sweet 16, we have got a 4-5 matchup between the BYU Cougars and the Syracuse Orange. Very, very even here. BYU 85 overall, 82 offense, 82 defense. How that adds up to 85? Your guess is as good as mine. Syracuse 85 overall, 85 offense, 82 defense. This is about as even as a matchup as we could possibly get. I have no clue what to expect. No idea what's going to happen. Syracuse pulled off that miracle in round 1 to get here. BYU unfortunately beat Wisconsin. Your guess is as good as mine. Let's just go find out. It will be BYU getting the ball first here. See if they can set the momentum on offense. Again, they didn't really impress me that much. Okay, well. They didn't impress me all that much against Wisconsin. But Syracuse didn't really either until the very end. They really turned it on against Auburn. I wish this was Wisconsin-Syracuse, but it is what it is. I got to move past that. We got to focus on the current. We got to focus on the now. We got to focus on BYU and Syracuse, and BYU starting off with a field goal. Very promising opening drive. To have to settle for 3 there, you are a little disappointed if you are a Cougar. But Syracuse, McCord and LaQuint Allen, they've been getting off to another hot start, and I think that was BYU's best, or one of their best defensive players was just hurt on that last play, their safety. Well, maybe that's exactly what the defense needed. Once he goes out, they get a sack and they get a stop, and Syracuse misses the field goal. BYU taking back over into orange territory here at the 45-yard line. A 3rd and 5, get it just enough. Just enough. A gain of 6 on 3rd and 5. Keep the sticks moving. That won't do it. A turnover. I'm assuming an interception there. Again, all the big plays always happen when the quarter changes or at the 2-minute warning, so we never actually get to see what happened. But we do know it's Syracuse ball in Cougar territory now. It's like they're up in the mountains. They're in Cougar country, or at a hotel bar in, I don't know, some city where there are a lot of old single women. I don't know where that would be. If you know, yeah, let me know. Sure. 4th and 2, Syracuse will take their field goal, make it a 3-3 game. Both pretty high-powered offenses that just shooting themselves in the foot here over and over again. Retzlaff gets one. Miles Davis. If peeing my pants was cool, call me Miles Davis. BYU picks up the 3rd down, though. Keep the drive alive. There's Miles Davis again. Another little gain of 3. Retzlaff has to throw it away. A 3rd and 7. Just thinking, if they could get it, if Syracuse gets a stop there, they got time. They could go get points here before half. They still might have time. Let's see. Oh, they still do have time. They get the sack on 3rd down and another missed kick. And that one was only 47. That one you expect a field goal kicker, a kicker to be able to make. No good. 3-3 at halftime. Syracuse got the ball there and then apparently just let the clock run out. Whatever. Into the second half. 3-3. LaQuint Allen still looking for a big chunk gain here. Enough to pick up the sticks there. 4 straight for Allen. Let's see. 5? Yeah, let's give it to him again. Make it 6. Make it a 6-piece. They did. They did. 6 straight runs for LaQuint Allen. Unable to pick up the 1st down. I'm guessing he was exhausted by the time it was his. He probably couldn't believe, coach. Me again? You want me to run this again? 6 in a row? Get stuffed. But then they get the 3 and out right back. So where are we at here? Syracuse with the ball at their own 49-yard line. Still 3-3. Somehow this crazy low-scoring game. Wouldn't have guessed between these two teams. There he finds Jackson Meeks into BYU territory. Down to the 23-yard line now. 2nd and 5. 3rd and 1. LaQuint Allen. Let's see. LaQuint Allen. Yeah, no surprise there. No surprise where Syracuse is going. LaQuint Allen again. Let's give it to him again. 3rd and 9. Give it to LaQuint Allen again. Why not? I thought they did. I saw it was a rush, and I thought it was LaQuint Allen again. They love that guy. But instead, it was Kyle McCord on a rush. Stopped short, settled for a field goal. 6-3 lead now for BYU. For Syracuse, still another, man, LG Martin has had 2 massive runs in this game. Still waiting for our first touchdown. Let's see if it's going to be the Cougars on this drive. They are in orange territory. Down to the 25, a 2nd and 5, a 3rd and 3. Retzlaff with a 2-yard rush. Pass thrown away. Another field goal attempt coming up. Another miss. BYU's kicker, I don't know if he is on a scholarship, but if he is, that thing is gone, buddy. That thing has been totally revoked. 47-yard field goal missed. 39-yard field goal also missed, as BYU still trails by 3. The defense does get a stop. They are getting the ball back on their own 27. The offense can move. Not against Syracuse, apparently. 2 passes thrown away, then 1 dropped by the tight end, then Retzlaff. What? 4th and 10, and it's a pass thrown away, handing Syracuse the ball at the 27. They pick up the 3rd down. That's game over. Syracuse survive and advance 6-3. What was that last drive by BYU? 1st down, pass thrown away by Retzlaff. 2nd down, pass thrown away by Retzlaff. 3rd down, pass dropped by your tight end. 4th down, hey, guess what? Pass thrown away by Retzlaff on 4th down. Hands Syracuse the ball, and then the defense can't get a stop. 6-3? Yuck. Alright, good luck against USC, Syracuse. They're moving on to the Sweet 16. As much as I want the Big Ten to get in the Final Four of this region, I want Army to get in worse. I'm 100% behind Army pulling off this win, 79 overall against 87 overall SMU. I really want Army to somehow, some way find a way to win this one. Just like they did the first game, they shouldn't have won either. Like, they shouldn't have beat Utah, but they did. Maybe there's just something to Bryson Daly in the Army magic. See if it's going to carry over. See if Army can make the Sweet 16. So let's see what happens here. So really the key to Army winning that first game was their defense against Utah. SMU's offense is a little bit of a different animal than what we saw with Utah. You know, Utah very pro style, under center, single back. SMU, veer and shoot, spread you out, run it 1,000 times with that halfback. So we'll see if Army's able to play as good of defense as they did in the last one. That's a big play. 3rd and 15. Got him to midfield, but then backed him on up, make him punt. Army taking over within their own 10. We'll see. It was Miles something. The halfback on Army who had back-to-back like 30-yard gains. Well, we won't find out on this drive. Army goes 3 and out. No, we're going to see that a lot. 100% you're going to see that a lot. We saw it a lot when we did our Dynasty with NIU, where we tried the flex bone offense. That's just part of the game. It's tough to get that offense to work, but the defense, again, forces a stop. Dude, if Army can go on a run, I would be over the moon. Miles Stewart gets 6 there. Miles Stewart, he's the one who popped those big runs in the first game. 3rd and 3, come on. Gosh dang it. Come on, Black Knights. We need a turnover. We need something. We need to pop a big run. We need something for Army here. You got to think SMU's eventually going to score. But I don't know. Army's defense has been playing fantastically. 3rd and 4. Yeah, got to get off the field, though. Got to get off the field on those 3rd downs. That's such a big part of this game. Hold them to field goal. You can hold them to field goal. That's great. 2nd and 10. 3rd and 6 for SMU at the 12-yard line. Okay, held them to field goal. There's no way they went. Okay, I was confused. They do take their field goal. 3-0 Mustangs. Black Knights. See, under 2 minutes though. Sometimes this flex zone offense can pop, and we'll see if Bryson Daly can keep it up. Got him at midfield here already. Those are devastating though. Anything where you're backing up in the flex zone offense is just a killer. That's gonna end your drive, like every single time. If you have a 1st and 20, even if it's 1st down, if it's a 1st and 20, chalk it. You got nothing going. There's almost no way you're gonna pick up that 1st down. But the defense again The defense, again, is doing it for us. Keeping him to 3 at halftime. Again, this is one of those examples. If you are backing the Army Black Knights in this game, and they told you before the game, hey, it's going to be a 3-point game at half, you're signing up for that very, very quickly. You just need the offense. There you go. Just get some first downs. Build on it a little bit. Got to utilize Udo, who's now Arizona State. This is where he will be in College Football 26. Go for it. Go for it. Got to midfield, 4th and 1, got stuffed. Or not, 4th and 1, they punted. On 3rd and short, they got stuffed. Had to punt. 3rd and 8, though, should get the ball back here with pretty good field position. Could be a return. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Army at SMU's 38, and they fumble. Oh, that was it. That was it, man. They had the big defensive stop. They had the ball in great field position. SMU's 38, and they fumble. Now SMU down to the Black Knights. 2nd and goal at the 2. Yeah, touchdown. 10-0 Mustangs. Can Army's offense score 10 points in a quarter? We'll find out. It seems doubtful. If Daly starts passing, they have a chance. So Daly's pretty dang... For being a triple option quarterback, he is pretty dang good. 17-yard rush now by Daly. We were on SMU's side of the field. Then a 10-yard penalty to make it 1st and 20. Then a sack to make it 2nd and 28. I just said how dead you are on a 1st and 20. Then they get to a 2nd and 28 and still get the first down. Excuse me, boys. Find short, touchdown, Army. And they do go for 2, like we saw in that first game. That's exactly how they beat Utah. They were down 10-0, scored, win for 2, got it, field goal, won 11-10. This time they go for it and don't get it. 2nd and 7 for 3rd and 5 for SMU. Army, life on the line for Army, and they get the stop. Army gets this. What a punt! Oh my gosh. Minute 34, ball at... Okay, we gotta go slow mode here. Pinned him at the 2 on that punt, but then a 21-yard rush gives them a little breathing room, but Army needs a touchdown to advance to the Sweet 16. And they're killing time here. Why does this always happen? You know what? I was going to back out and not go in slow mode because I doubt they're killing this much time unless we're in slow mode. Right? Like, there's no way they're killing this much clock if we're not in slow mode. That'd be insane. I don't know. We'll stay in slow mode. We'll stay in it, but I don't know why they killed so much time before running that play. At least now the clock is stopped, so we'll just stay in slow mode for the rest of this game then, see what happens. Milwaukee's making a comeback on Devin Williams, a guy they know pretty dang well. Almost just hit a 2-run shot in the top of the 9th there. Who was that? Collins? I don't even know who that is. All right, Army in the spread shotgun set. Oh my goodness, what a terrible play. What a horrible play that was. That had no chance. Like, pressure came in immediately, so I assumed it was a screen or something, but then the running back had no blockers out there. Was it a wide receiver screen? That's a screen. Find a gap in there. Find your gaps in there. Get the first down. 4th and 1. Army's not taking a timeout. Hurry up, boys. Hurry up. Hurry up. Hurry up. Oh my gosh. See, what's happening? This is the AI. This is just what they do. They wait for 25 seconds and then go hurry up. Dumb. And they're in the flex bone here. Time is ticking though. And then... What? What? They wasted how much time there? 18 seconds and then called a timeout anyway? Yeah, you got to work on your AI on these sims, guys. You really do. It makes no sense. That's right. They don't need a field goal. They need a touchdown. So they gotta go up and spike this. Which they'll probably run out of time while we're watching this. Yeah, time's just going to run out. Because they don't do anything till 25 seconds is on the clock. So time just runs out on Army. Great effort by the Black Knights. Proud of you guys. just, I don't get what's with that 25-second thing. But SMU moving on to the Sweet 16. Let's see who the last team into the Sweet 16 is going to be. 2 seed Penn State, 7 seed Louisville. Pretty close, 92 overall to 88 overall. Got to be pulling for the Big Ten here again. I'd love to get an all Big Ten Elite 8. I got to think, I like USC's chances. This is going to be a tough one, though. And this would be actually, I just thought about it, it would be a real-life playoff matchup from this past year. If Penn State were to win this, they would be taking on SMU. We saw what happened in real life. We'll see what happens in the game. But first, Penn State's got to get past the Louisville Cardinals. And it will be Penn State starting with the ball. See Singleton, see Warren, see Drew Aller, see this entire offense. And Liam Clifford in there too. Sure, buddy. Yeah, Singleton, if he can get going, I think Penn State's going to be awful hard to beat. Liam Clifford, what are we doing here, bud? Catches the ball the first time, then gets a 10-yard penalty. 3rd and 13, pass dropped by Liam Clifford. Can we get him out of the game? Like, can we take Liam Clifford? Can we just send him out? He can go sit in the stands or something? It's like, yeah, he caught the first pass, but then what happened after that? And then Louisville's quarterback, Tyler Shaw, just ran for a 67-yard touchdown against the Penn State defense. What? Okay, Liam, I'm seeing way too much Liam Clifford, by the way. I'd love to see what happened on how Shaw ran that touchdown in. The Milwaukee Brewers also have the bases loaded with nobody out against Devin Williams right now, down by 3, with the orang-tarang up to bat. 3rd and 8 for Penn State, 35-yard line. Harrison Wallace, he had a big play touchdown in that first game as well. Penn State ties it up. Good recovery there by the Nittany Lions after a bit of a disaster on that first drive. And now let's just not give up a 70-yard rushing touchdown to the quarterback. Just an idea. Just throwing out suggestions here at this point. 3rd and 8 for Louisville on their own 38. Get stuffed. Penn State getting that ball back. Let's see if Drew Aller can put another drive together here. I don't want to see Liam what's-his-face ever again. I've had enough of him. Liam Clifford. Maybe he's related to Sean Clifford, the old quarterback, now Packers backup legend. Ooh, bad punt. Ooh, that's a bad punt. Louisville taking over in field goal range essentially already with a 7-yard completion for sure in field goal range at this point. 3rd and 3 at the 30. Pass dropped. Okay. Just a real display of football here. Oh, Tarang sends one to deep. Oh, it's going to be caught. Going to drive in a run, though. Okay, so Louisville makes their field goal. Penn State ball at their own 25. Singleton really still hasn't done a whole heck of a lot here so far. Liam Clifford, get out of my life. I do not want to see his stupid face anymore in this game. I'm tempted to stop this, go to the depth chart, and just make sure he's taken out. I'm not going to, because we haven't done that for anybody. I'm not going to do it to try to help Penn State, but see, I want to see Harrison Wallace. I love to see Harrison Wallace. That's a name I want to see for the rest of my life. That guy, I'm very happy to see his name pop up. Happy to see the interception pop up. Don't want to see Liam Clifford ever again. So Penn State now takes a 4-point lead. There's some, now Penn State's defense, okay. I was going to say kind of, you know, forcing their will a little bit on Louisville there with the interception and then the sack, but then there was the 30-yard play and then a 50-yard touchdown as Louisville takes a 3-point lead. Into the second half, I assume, yes indeed, and it is Louisville ball. Things are looking a little dicey here for the Penn State and Nittany Lions. See if their defense can lock in a little bit. Definitely did not expect Louisville will be able to move the ball as well as they have been. Obviously, they had that big turnover that set up the touchdown for Penn State, but other than that, there's a 70-yard touchdown run, a 50-yard touchdown right there before half. There's Singleton. There he is. If he can get going, and just, you know who I don't want to see here in the second half. There's one name I do not want to see pop up, and it ain't Harrison Wallace, baby. Wait, what? What happened? Was that not a touchdown to Harrison Wallace? I'm getting whiplash here from what I swear that said touchdown Harrison Wallace. Or am I just going insane? I don't know. We know in reality, the reality we're in right now, Penn State kicks the field goal, ties it up, and gets a 3-and-out. So it's their ball, back on their own 42. Singleton, another 5-yard rush, another 26-yard rush. Singleton now starting to get it rolling here, wearing down the Louisville defense. Actually a touchdown. Harrison Wallace is unreal. He might be the best wide receiver in this game. Forget Jeremiah Smith, forget Ryan Williams. Harrison Wallace is an absolute stud. And Abdul Carter, for the first time, we see his name pop up, gets the big sack on 3rd down. Then a big punt return for Penn State. Not only did his name pop up, his name popped up because he dropped a pass. Get Liam Clifford out of this game. I don't care if he's a senior, a junior, a freshman, or a sophomore. I don't want Liam Clifford in college football 26. I am over him entirely. Just absolutely done with Liam Clifford. But Penn State's defense has started to reel it in here a little bit. Got another stop, got the ball back for the offense. Allen, I think that's his first rush of the game, actually, and it's a monster one. Harrison Wallace. And another big run. Who had that big run? What happened there? It was Allen with a 20-yard rush. Moves it down to the Louisville 25, then a 3-yard rush. So Penn State with the ball at Louisville's 20-yard line, 3rd and 5, minute and a half to go. Singleton was just setting them up. Allen comes in and cleans them up in the 4th quarter. That drive was all Allen, all rushes, except one Harrison Wallace catch because he's just the best in the world, apparently. Allen should be the nail in the coffin here, I would have to imagine, for the Louisville Cardinals. Put up an incredible fight. Well, it comes down to an onside kick. We still, in slow mode, we saw that one team recover an onside kick. In this, we've never seen an actual onside kick recovery. Penn State gets it. Drew Aller knees it out. Great fight by Louisville. Great heart and determination from Penn State to move on to the Sweet 16. So now we have got the 9 seed USC will be taking on the 5 seed Syracuse, the 3 seed SMU against 2 seed Penn State. One step closer to my dream of an all Big Ten Elite 8. We'll see if USC and Penn State can get it done. First up, Syracuse, USC. And another very even matchup here for Syracuse. 85 overall, 85 offense, 82 defense. USC 85 overall, 83 offense, 82 defense. One that can go either way if it comes down to playbooks. I think USC is going to have the leg up in this one. We'll see. I mean, Syracuse, I don't know how they've gotten this far. It's been kind of a miracle so far. So I can't bet against Syracuse at that point. I want USC to win. But after what we've seen Syracuse do here, I can't pick against them. After the multiple times Syracuse has snatched victory from the jaws of defeat. That's a good start, though, for the Trojans. That's an awful good start for the Trojans. First pass, McCord throws an interception. First play of the game. Second and goal for USC. Punches one in. Woody Marks. 47 seconds in. Syracuse starts with the ball. 7-0 was USC. I was going to say Wisconsin because that is almost exactly how the Wisconsin BYU game started. BYU fumbled the opening kickoff. Wisconsin punched in the touchdown. BYU ended up winning that game, though. Let's see if that pattern is going to stay true. Syracuse turning it over immediately. USC scoring, well, and then Syracuse coming back to win. At this point, I thought they were going to pick up that first down. Instead, a 63-yard punt to pin USC at the 1. Oh, I love me a good punter. I love a punt. I mean, that was beautiful. That was beautiful. And then the Trojans go 3 and out, so the Orange should have pretty good field position here. Yes, indeed they do, starting at the USC 39-yard line. See if McCord can punch in a score here to even this one back up, make up for his earlier mistake, or he'll compound it by making another mistake and throwing his second interception of the first quarter. Getting flashbacks to that game I talked about in Syracuse's first matchup, where in that first half against Pittsburgh, he threw, I think, 3 pick sixes and 5 interceptions or something like that. Throws 2 interceptions in the first quarter. USC scores on both of them. 14-0 Trojans. Kyle McCord, buddy, you got to get it together here, bud. You got to figure something out here, McCord. 2 interceptions is brutal. And the first one, of course, USC capitalized on. They had it at like the 2 or whatever it was. But that was a great drive by the Trojans too. Now they are taking over at Syracuse's 38-yard line, in just about in field goal range off the bat here. 3rd and 11. They pick it up. Man, this has just been all USC so far. 2nd and 10 at the 16, a 2-yard rush, 3rd and 8 at the 14. Even a field goal is going to extend this lead to be 3 scores, but we've seen at least one, maybe 2 17-0 comebacks so far throughout this tournament, so we can't write off Syracuse just yet. It has been a nightmare first half so far for the Orange, but we know McCord is very much able to sling this rock around. Just keep throwing to Jackson Meeks. Just keep doing it. Why would you stop? Why would you stop? All right, you can throw to your tight end too. 1st and goal at the 9. 2nd and goal at the 5. A Syracuse touchdown here. It is going to be USC ball to start the 3rd. I actually remember that time because McCord threw that interception right away. They do have to settle for a field goal, so it is a 14-point lead. I imagine we're just going to be taking this to halftime here. USC's got to be thrilled with how this first half has gone. Been a total disaster for the Orange. That's as bad. You got to think that's as bad as Syracuse could possibly play. And they're down by 14. Could be much worse. Could be much worse, just like that. Now, if they score a touchdown this drive, well, McCord, come on, buddy. You gotta do something here. Throw away, knocked away. You're gonna kick another field goal. If they could have scored there, that made them pretty much even for that opening interception McCord threw that resulted in a USC touchdown. But Syracuse, maybe that's gonna be the difference. USC gets the turnovers and capitalizes with touchdowns. Syracuse gets a turnover, has to settle for a field goal. That could be it. That's a big swing here. 3rd and 5 for the Trojans. And then they hand them 5 on a penalty. And then they score on the next play. That'll do it. I mean, that's not going to do it. The game's not over. That's not what I mean by that. But you hand them a 5-yard penalty on 3rd and 5. And then next play, USC scores a touchdown. That is pretty rough. Down by 18, 2 minutes left in the 3rd. Can Syracuse work up some more magic? If they come back and win this, they're going to win this whole tournament. If Syracuse comes back and wins this game, they're going to win this whole thing. There's just something about Syracuse if they come back and win this one. Can they capitalize with a touchdown, though? They need touchdowns. We can't be settling for field goals again on an interception in such prime territory. 4th and 6, they do settle for another field goal. Man. Think so twice they got interceptions in the ball at the 20-ish yard line. If both of those are touchdowns instead of interceptions, it's 17-24 right now and Syracuse has the ball. But see, that is the difference. USC's gotten 2 interceptions. They scored touchdowns off of both of them. Syracuse has gotten 2 interceptions. They got field goals off of both of them. What else is there to say about that? Nothing. That's what I'll tell you. But McCord trying to get a last-ditch effort going here for the Orange with another pass thrown away. That's how you do it. 3rd and 6. They had that 4th down conversion early. Now they're marching. I mean, there's no way they actually come back, right? There's no shot. Down by 8, 2 minutes and 50 seconds left. This game's been all USC. Absolutely all USC so far. Like, there's just no way Syracuse actually does this again. I refuse to believe Syracuse is going to do this again. But they might be about to get the ball back. No, they're not. No, they're not. Okay. Okay, USC. 1 timeout left for Syracuse. No timeouts left, so they just used their last one here. Minute 40 to go. 1st down, game over. Either way, game's essentially over. 4th and 2. Are they going to even try a field goal? This would be insane. Why try a field goal? Why try a field goal there? Why try a field goal there? 4th and 2, they have no timeouts left. You're up by 8. Punt it. Instead, you give them the ball at the 37-yard line. We're going to go slow mode for Syracuse's last drive. If they score and get this 2-point conversion, see, again, the clock thing. What is going on with this clock thing? Don't tell me they're waiting for 25 seconds. Why'd the clock chew like that? Maybe I just should never go to slow mode. They just waited for the last play and they're going to try Chuck's. What? What just happened? Why did they have 2 clock on? And then on their last play of the game, there's no time left on the clock. They throw a check down. Well, USC moving on to the Elite Eight. It's good for my Big Ten propaganda I want to push. Weird finish to that game, though. Every Syracuse game was very bizarre. Syracuse is out. USC into the Elite Eight. Let's see who will they match up against. The rematch of the real-life playoffs. SMU versus Penn State. Our number 2 versus our number 3 seed in this South Regional. 92 Penn State, 87 SMU. Penn State's, I think, been the most impressive team we've seen so far. And typically, so in our first regional, again, this is going to be spoiler alerts, but in our first regional, the most impressive team we saw throughout the first 3 rounds was Tennessee. They ended up going to the Final Four. In the second regional, the East, Miami was the most impressive team. They ended up going to the Final Four. Our bottom right one, there really wasn't an impressive team in there, except I guess Georgia, but not really. They should have lost to Cincinnati. So far, Penn State has been that team of this regional. Let's see if that continues. And SMU has squeaked by multiple times now, so it makes me think this should be Penn State. We will see, though. We'll see. Well, Penn State, again, will be starting with the ball here. Again, it's be the same formula as usual for Penn State. I just don't want to see Liam Clifford. That's the guy's name. Okay, well, as he picks up a 3rd and 3 for him. Fleming, we didn't see him at all in Penn State's last game. If he can get going with Singleton, with Warren, without Clifford, that's going to be good news for Penn State. Get Fleming going. Keep Clifford out of there. Get Singleton going. Keep Clifford out of there. Touchdown. Nittany Lions. Nice little 2-minute touchdown drive to get this game started. Let's see. SMU's veer and shoot has struggled mightily so far. Army's defense did a fantastic job against SMU. I don't know if they're going to be able to do great against Penn State, but you never know. We'll have to see. We'll see it to believe it. 3rd and 6 early here for SMU. Now the third down offense has been working just fine for the Mustangs here. Another 3rd down coming up. 3rd and 3 at Penn State's 26-yard line. The 3rd down offense of SMU has been unbelievable. Like, another 3rd and 4, and they get this one. No, they don't. Okay. They were flying a little too close to the sun there. I get that. Okay, that's fair. Field goal for SMU, 7-3 lead here. Penn State getting the ball back. A solid kick return out to the 38. Singleton backs it up 3 yards. 2nd and 3. Second and 13. Aller picks up 5. A 3rd and 8. Aller tries to do it himself. Can't get it done. Penn State forced to punt it back to SMU in a great punt return for the Mustangs in an immediate interception. The Penn State defense, they're not as consistent as we've seen from some of our other defenses, like Tennessee's defensive line or Miami's defensive line, but they're getting those turnovers. They're stepping up in big moments. Singleton, again, 2nd touchdown of the day, takes advantage. An 11-point lead now for the Nittany Lions as we are nearing the 2-minute warning here in the first half. Jennings, though, bouncing back from that interception very strongly, got him down to Penn State's 30 here already, and a touchdown already. 3 plays, 3 5-yard passes, touchdown Mustangs, back to a 4-point game. But a lot of time for Penn State here before half to see if they can add some more, try to get a little more cushion on this lead before half, or, and of course, this Liam Clifford, let's say, or they go 3 and out. Maybe SMU can even take the lead here before half, but Penn State not having that. A 3rd and 2 now, should be Singleton. No, Tyler Warren. Haven't even seen his name in this game yet. If he gets, it's really been Fleming and Singleton have been carrying this offense so far for the Nittany Lions, which is a good spot to be in. 3rd and inches, and you don't give it to Singleton. Why? Why even go for it there? 4th and inches, they do give it to Singleton. He gets the first down. Then they just kick a field goal on the next play. Sure. You know what? Whatever. Penn State gets the field goal. 7-point lead at half, but it is SMU ball, and then another interception. The Penn State defense stepping up when they need to. A big momentum stopper there. 3rd and 6, but then they go back 3 and out. SMU's defense not just rolling over for Drew Aller and company here either. I mean, really, it's almost no harm, no foul on that interception. They get it back pretty much right where they were at, but quickly found themselves in a 3rd and 13 and a pass knocked away by Abdul Carter. See him knocking away passes. Good for you, Abdul. All right. Now Nittany Lions take back over on their own 36. Backing it up, though. Another 10-yard penalty on this offensive line. Pass knocked away. SMU's defense, man, they have... And we haven't seen Harrison Wallace yet either. He was the best receiver in the world in Penn State's last game. It's really been Fleming. Yeah, Fleming's. There's Fleming. Singleton. Haven't really had to go to Tyler Warren or Harrison Wallace in this one as of yet. They still might. We'll see. And Singleton. 3 touchdowns for Penn State, 3 touchdowns for Singleton. I believe 2 receiving, 1 rushing touchdown. Extends that lead to 14 as we head into the 4th quarter. Just about. Yes, now we head into the 4th quarter. Pass thrown away by Kevin Jennings. They did pick up a first down there as we headed from the 3rd to the 4th, and they pick up another first down there into Penn State territory at the 43-yard line. But SMU, time is not on their side here. They got to get big chunk yards, which they've been able to do throughout this game. We'll see if they're able to do it here yet one more time. Down to 13, but Devon J. Thomas. Guy's name really caught me off guard there. I did not know how to go about that. That was 4th and how long? How long was that 4th down? 17? And they ran the ball. You deserve to lose. You deserve to lose. Decisions like that is how you lose games. You deserve to lose now, SMU. That's insane. What an insane decision. Singleton got hurt twice now. He got hurt. That's why I thought Allen was in there running the ball, but it must have been a 2-back set. Singleton found himself getting hurt yet again. But Penn State now looking pretty good. Up by 14. 1:20 to go. SMU at their own 11. Out of timeouts. And sacked again by Jay Thomas. Well, 83-yard touchdown. Maybe a little bit of life. And they get the 2-point conversion. It comes down to the onside kick. Penn State, no surprise, recovers the onside kick. Will take the knee. Penn State moves into the Elite 8. We got our all Big Ten Elite 8 that I wanted so badly. And that is exactly what we get. Penn State against USC in the Elite 8. Winner goes to the Final Four and will face the Tennessee Volunteers. Let's just get to our game and see who that is going to be. It is time for our final Elite 8 matchup. See who will be taking on, spoiler alert, the Tennessee Volunteers in joining Miami and Georgia in the Final Four. Will it be our 2 seed, 92 overall, Penn State Nittany Lions, or will the Cinderella run of 9 seed and 85 overall USC Trojans continue for one more day? Let's go find out. Like I said before the last game, Penn State has been the most impressive team so far, but that USC playbook magic, apparently it is real. They have been able to keep this going here so far. Singleton starts us off with a gain of 3. If Fleming gets going early, that is bad news for USC. The only time Penn State hasn't looked very good is when they just don't go to Fleming and they go to that Liam bum over and over again. 3rd and 5, and you hand them a free 15. Then you hand them a free 5. At least, I think I'm rooting for... I'd rather Penn State win. But at least either way, we got a Big Ten representative into the Final Four. USC in their first year, or Penn State in their 30th or something like that. Oh, wait, what? So somehow there's a penalty on Penn State, but it was a touchdown. Maybe USC declined the penalty. I am not entirely sure. A heck of an opening drive, though, for the Nittany Lions. And a heck of an answer by USC. Woody Marks takes it 57 yards down inside the 10-yard line. 2nd and goal now at the 2 for the Trojans. Quentin Joyner punches in the touchdown. That's how you answer back. Just 2 runs gets you down inside the 10, and a little penalty on the defense, punch in the touchdown. There's Liam. There he is. You knew his face was popping up here again at some point as we head into the second quarter. Nittany Lions at midfield, a 3rd and 1. Just give it to Singleton. Don't overthink it. So many times we've seen teams try to pass in that situation, and it backfires. But USC gets a sack there. Now 2nd and 19. That Fleming gets a big chunk of it right back. Singleton goes for 0. 57-yard field goal. No, they do punt. See, Penn State's smart. Penn State is smart. They're not falling for that same trap. Michigan. No, oh, I thought that was a safety. Oh, my goodness. You know, a little bit of room to breathe here. 3rd and 8. Okay, now Penn State's going to get it with pretty good field position. Oh my goodness, what a punt. And only a 10-yard return. Still good field position. Not as bad as it could have been there. Yeah, I really thought that was a safety. But good to see Denmark gets the big play touchdown for Penn State. Puts them back up by 7. Unexpected 40-something yard touchdown. Allers actually hit quite a few of those on this run for Penn State. Jay Thomas is taken over defensive line. We haven't really seen Abdul Carter a whole heck of a lot. It's been that Jay Thomas getting in and after the quarterback. Another good punt, but a good return. Penn State still has one more timeout. It just burned it on Aller getting sacked. Aller gets sacked again. Just take it to halftime. Nittany Lions, a 7-point lead halfway through our Elite 8 matchup here. The Trojans have the ball. Can they put a drive together, put a little pressure on the Penn State offense? Looks like so far so good. Down inside the 40. Pass thrown away, though. A 3rd and 7 for the Trojans. Strikes for the touchdown to Zachariah Branch. 14-14 now. Big. Both USC's offense has answered the bell a couple of times here, but Julian Fleming, big chunk yards. Julian Fleming. So if he gets going, USC is in trouble. That's just what it is. If they're constantly throwing the ball to Julian Fleming, this Penn State offense has been unstoppable. The only times they've struggled is when we're not seeing catches by Fleming. They're getting by without going to Tyler Warren. They haven't gone to Harrison Wallace really at all in this game, but Fleming is keeping the offense moving. Penn State goes down, gets a field goal, takes a 3-point lead, but we know USC can answer back very quickly. But I also feel like Penn State, another big rush. This rush offense by USC is keeping them not only in this game, potentially taking the lead here. Nope, not taking the lead here. Field goal to tie it up. Beautiful. Kickoff and into the 4th quarter. Tied game here in the Elite 8. What more could you possibly ask for? We finally see Tyler Warren's name pop up, and it's on a penalty. Unfortunate stuff. 3rd and 10. See, Liam Clifford. Get out of here. Just get him out of here. Now the Trojans start this drive on Penn State's side of the 50-yard line. Tie game, less than 4 minutes to go. Take it to the final 4 on the line here. USC's offense got a 3rd and 6 now. 3 minutes to go. There's the interception. There it is. Felt one was coming at some point for Penn State. That defense was due for a big play. They come through. They grab it. Wow. Okay. Now pass thrown away. 3rd and 6, though. Huge play here. 4th and inches. They didn't give it to him. They went for it and got it. Penn State goes for it on 4th down and gets it. Now they got a 2nd and goal at the 7. Minute and a half left. Singleton in for the touchdown. Minute 20 to go. Penn State takes the 7-point lead. Wow. They went for it on that 4th down. And it was a pass play too. So I kind of want to see what happened at the end here. Where are we at? Here we go. So on the 4th and 1, Drew Aller passed to Liam. Of course it was freaking Liam Clifford. Of course it was. Okay. Now, 7-point game. USC with the ball. All 3 timeouts. Minute and 21 to go. Own 25-yard line. Can this air raid offense of USC... That's not going to do it. That's not going to do it, boys. They are in no rush here again. You know what? I'm not doing in slow mode if they're going to do this. Because I feel like this is going to end up screwing USC. They're going to run a bunch of clock off and then burn a timeout for no reason at all. I'm getting out of slow mode to give USC a fair shot. Because I feel like if I go in slow mode and this stuff is happening, it can screw over the offense. So I'm going to get out of slow mode after this play. So they're not going to just sit around for 25 seconds. And we're just going to go back to normal and just let it rock like that. Because we've just seen teams just be stupid in that so many times. So they pick up the 3rd and 11. They're still not using a timeout? Okay, they finally used a timeout. 3rd and 5. 4th and 5 now. 3 seconds left. Time runs out. Time runs out on the Trojans and their Cinderella story. Ding! The clock has hit midnight on USC. Penn State will be our final representative in the Final Four. Crazy. I don't know what happens at the end of these games, but Penn State moving on. Let's take a look at our Final Four. Remember, the Final Four videos are all going to be next weekend, next Saturday, along with the NCAA basketball Final Four. And here we are, our final 4 teams remaining. From the Midwest, we've got 3 seed Tennessee. From the East, 5 seed Miami. From the West, 2 seed Georgia. And from the South, 2 seed Penn State. So we'll have Tennessee against Penn State for a spot in the finals, and Miami against Georgia for a spot in the finals. Find our true national champion. And really, so looking at this, we've got 1 tier 1 team. If you play Road to the CFP mode, you know. 1 tier 1 team is Georgia, and then 3 tier 2 teams with Penn State, Tennessee, and Miami. Very interesting bracket this is shaking out to be so far. Like I said before in other videos, I really hope you guys are enjoying this. It's been super fun for me to do. Hoping it's fun for you guys to watch. I would like to do an even bigger one with every team in this game at some point, but only if you guys like this. So if you do, please let me know. That'll be our Final Four. That'll be next week. So this is coming out Sunday. That'll be this coming up Saturday. I will see you guys then. Until then, take it easy.